How's it going here? And today I got the OnePlus 12 and Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus. Now both these phones have been out for almost a year now and they're about the same price point, so I thought it'd be a good time to compare them. Now quickly switching to the portrait video from these rear-facing cameras so you can compare it in this indoor setting to the previous footage that you saw without this artificial background blur. Now since both these phones have been out for almost a year, they've gone through several software updates. And as of this recording, the OnePlus 12 is running Android 15 with the October security patch, and the S24 Plus is running Android 14 with the November security patch. And so like I always do, I'm going to show you a bunch of photos and videos in both good and low light conditions to help you decide which of these two smartphone cameras might be best for your smartphone camera needs. So go ahead and take a look at all the photos and videos and let me know what you think. Alright, so we're testing the video on the rear cameras of the OnePlus 12 and Galaxy S24 Plus. As you can see, I am actively recording from both of the rear-facing cameras. And we're starting out with the ultra-wide-angle cameras on each at 4K, 30 frames per second. So I'm in my usual testing spot here in the park. You can see the fall colors coming in along that tree line. And we still have some green here, as well as some nice sun, some clouds. So a lot of colors in the park. Nice little test here. I'll pan around so you get a side-by-side view of how these ultra-wide-angle cameras are performing. And we'll move into the main camera here on the OnePlus and then on the S24 Plus. And so we'll just pan around so you get a side-by-side view of the main cameras here and how they look. And then we'll just move over here and we'll pan across to the cell tower and do our usual zoom test. So both 3x telephotos, so OnePlus telephoto and then the S24 Plus telephoto. See how that looks side by side. Nice and clear and very steady. So let's go ahead and move into, let's see, there's a natural 6x here on the OnePlus. We can move into a bit of a equivalent zoom there on the S24 Plus. You can see what that looks like here side by side. And then we'll move into, let's see, maybe something like a 10x here, S24. And let's try to get to a equivalent 10x here on the OnePlus. There you go. So I'll just keep it here side by side. Both looking steady and pretty clear as well. Let's see where we can go to a max 12x here on the S24 Plus and a max 16 times digital zoom there on the OnePlus. Alright, so let's go ahead and back these out to 1x. And then let's go ahead and test autofocus here on the post. Right there and away. And let's see, focus up and away and one more time. So there you go, pretty quick autofocus, and we'll do stabilization again by walking down the stairs and through this pathway. So I can get a side-by-side view of the stabilization, and we'll just jog to try to stress out that stabilization. So there you go, quick 4K video test from the rear cameras on the OnePlus 12 and Galaxy S24 Ultra. Alright, so we're back with the rear cameras on the OnePlus 12 and Galaxy S24 Plus. This time it's going to be portrait mode on both, so you're going to see this artificial background blur right now. The sun is coming off my right, so you can see what that does to the picture quality and this overall effect here. But if we go ahead and pan around this way, you can see how it holds up directly with the sun shining into those cameras. And we'll pan all the way around this way so you can see what it looks like with the sun shining directly on my face. It should be exposing the best with the best possible effect here on that background blur, because it requires a lot of light here. You'll just see some shade across the brim of my face from my cap. But we'll just go ahead and pan this way and we'll just start walking so you can see what these look like and how they hold up with some movement here. So let me know what you think about the portrait video here on the OnePlus 12 and Galaxy S24 Plus rear cameras. So here's a quick front-facing video test from the OnePlus 12 and the Galaxy S24 Plus. This is being recorded at 4K, 30 frames per second. And so as you can see, I'm outdoors. The sun is coming off my right, so you can see the shade across my face and how the picture quality is right now. But if you go ahead and rotate this way, you can see what it looks like with the sun directly shining into those cameras a bit more and what that does to the overall picture quality and exposure. And we'll pan around this way so you can see it with it shining directly on my face. So again, should have the best possible exposure across the board. You're just going to see some shade across my face from the bill of my cap. But we'll go ahead and just start walking just to test some stabilization here so you can see what this looks like side by side. So I just want to do a quick test and let you see what this looks like here from the front-facing cameras. So let me know what you think about the OnePlus 12 and Galaxy S24 front-facing video here. Remember, we're back in the same spot testing out the portrait video on the OnePlus 12 and Galaxy S24 Plus. So you can see the sun coming off my right, how this looks with this particular effect right now. And if I pan this way, you can see what it does and how this effect holds up with the sun shining directly into those cameras. And again, we'll pan all the way around so you can see what this looks like with the sun shining directly on me, which should be looking the best possible that it can, because it requires some good amount of light to produce this effect. But again, we'll just pan this way and I'll start walking so you can see how this effect holds up with a bit of movement here. So let me know what you think about the portrait video here on the OnePlus 12 and the Galaxy S24 Plus. Alright, so here's the video test of the rear cameras on the OnePlus 12 and Galaxy S24 Plus. This is the ultra wide angle camera to start out on each at 4K 30 frames per second. So I'm just going to pan around here to give you a side-by-side view of how these ultra wide angle cameras compare. And so in the viewfinder, what I'm noticing is the OnePlus is a little bit warmer in color temperature and the S24 Plus is a little bit cooler. Let's go ahead and move into the main cameras now. So on the OnePlus 12 and on the S24 Plus. There we go. So again, larger sensors, letting more light. So it should be a little bit brighter right now. I'll just pan around so you get a side-by-side view of these main cameras here and how they're doing to that really bright light. And let's go ahead and pan this way. And we'll just start walking to test the stabilization. So you can see that side by side, as well as to see how they do handling some light transitions here from that really bright light to this dark area down here in this walkway and around the corner where there's going to be another really bright light again. Also pay attention to micro jitters. That's going to be pretty typical in low light. It just depends on how much and how pronounced it is. So you can see that really bright light right there. And we'll pull up here and we'll pull up into the sky so you can see what that looks like, if there's any noise because of that bright light and how these cameras are handling that. And we'll go ahead and pan down this way and down this way here so you can see kind of mixed lighting. Bright light coming off the right, some lights coming off the building, and this is actually a darker stretch here. So let me know what you think about the 4K video here on the OnePlus 12 and Galaxy S24 Plus here at night. Test of the front-facing cameras on the OnePlus 12 and Galaxy S24 Plus. This is being shot at 4K 30 frames per second, and I'm in my usual testing spot with some pretty good light around me so that you can see what these front-facing cameras can do at night with some pretty optimal lighting. And off the bat, you'll notice that the OnePlus 12 has the wider field of view. It can fit more in the frame, as well as it has a warmer color temperature. And the Galaxy S24 Plus is going to have a cooler temperature, and I think the actual color tone is somewhere in between. The OnePlus 12 is a little bit too warm, and the S24 Plus is a little bit too cool, at least based on what I'm seeing here in the viewfinder. And so if I move this way and point that way, you can see what these front-facing cameras do with that really bright street light behind me, shining directly into those cameras. And any camera's going to flare that out, but I just typically show that because in case you're filming with these cameras out and about, you'll know what to expect at night if there's some really bright light around you. And so you can see the stabilization here side by side, as well as how these cameras do in a little bit of a darker area that we're passing through right now. And we'll just pull up here and pan all the way around so you can see what these cameras look like with a bunch of those bright streetlights shining directly into those cameras. And so we'll come back here into this area where it's a little bit less light, so you can see side by side how that looks here in this particular condition. But let me know what you think about these front-facing cameras and the overall camera comparison between the OnePlus 12 and Galaxy S24 Plus. Which one did you prefer, and which set of cameras would you rather use on a day-to-day basis based on how you use your smartphone cameras? And like all these things, these cameras are going to be pretty good no matter what. They're not going to really take hugely bad photos or video. And it's really going to typically come down to the image processing that you prefer and the flexibility and features that you might want to see in your smartphone camera. So let me know what you think, which one you preferred. Any questions or comments, leave them down below. I'll try to answer what I can. And as always, thanks for watching.